Hello, this is a very interesting lens. It's the Nikkor 28-135 f4 power zoom. It's a cinema lens that has f-stops instead of t-stops, and it's the first video-centric cinema lens for Nikon's Z mount. A very, very interesting lens that even comes with a golden ring. This is Tech Mission, the largest Arabic channel for camera and gear, broadcasting to you in English. تابعونا. It is indeed interesting that a lens like this comes around the time where Nikon acquires Red. We all know that when Nikon acquired Red, this definitely meant that Nikon is invested in video capabilities of its lineup. Well, Red is a cinema lineup. Nikon has been doing great in video in addition to photo, of course, in the mirrorless world since they launched the Z9, and they have been enhancing this step by step, especially with the launch of the Z6iii. And the Z5 too, believe it or not, the entry-level, super capable camera. And then a lens like this comes. I know it has been there for a while. I'm just letting you know what I thought about it just now because I've had my hands on it for the past few weeks, and I traveled to Georgia with it. I filmed in Batumi with this lens, and I have to say I am very impressed. Now, the significance of this lens comes from the fact that it's a first in what appears to be a lineup to come, which is, in my opinion, what explains the golden ring that comes here around the lens mount. Now, we have seen yellow branding for lenses on the plena in particular, like this one here, but the yellow ring is something interesting for me, and I think it will be indicating a lineup to come from Nikon. It's basically a video-centric lens. Well, it is f4, so it is not for every situation, but it is for most situations. It's 28-135, pretty much every focal length that I need when I am shooting video. It is rugged, it is well built. You carry it, you feel that it is a trustworthy lens, you feel confident carrying it, and of course it comes with the gear on the on the zoom ring, and it comes with all necessities including the foot and the collar and the matte box shaped hood and everything else that makes it a video-centric lens. On top of this and that, it's a power zoom lens. Why is power zoom important? You're video makers, you're cinematographers, whatever you want to call yourselves, you know how important power zoom is. And I know that many of you say, no, nowadays I shoot 6K and then I do dynamic zoom in DaVinci Resolve or whatever equivalent to that in Final Cut or in Premiere Pro. Well, yeah, you can do that, but it's not the same as zooming in real life. We all know that when you are zooming, you're changing the focal length, and when you're changing the focal length, you're changing the relation between the subject and the background, which makes power zoom very, very essential for that power zoom shots that you want for your film. Now, for this one, you can control the power zoom in 3 different ways. You have the ring, and the speed in which it zooms depends on how fast you turn the ring. There is the toggle, the zoom toggle on the lens, and you can control how fast it zooms. through the camera body, and you can also customize buttons on the camera body to also power zoom this lens, and you can also customize those buttons to a different speed. For me, I customized the toggle to a faster speed and 2 buttons on the camera body for slow zooming, so I have both the options whenever I need them. For each set of customization, you have 10 different speeds, so you have all the customization you need, both for the toggle and for the camera body buttons. In addition to being power zoom, it's internally zooming, so if you end up fitting it on a gimbal, you will not have a problem with the balance if you zoom in or zoom out, which is something that you would do with this lens, by the way. It can be mounted on gimbals. I wouldn't. I mean, when I'm using gimbals, I'd use smaller lenses, but this is a lens that can be mounted on a gimbal, one of the big gimbals, of course, and you can use it easily and comfortably there. Let's talk a little bit about the design. We have the lens mount, the metal lens mount, quite strong and rugged. The largest lens mount, and Nikon love that. We are the largest lens mount in the mirrorless system. Yes, they are, and it shows right here. The body is made of magnesium alloys, and it is quite well built. There is plastic, but strong plastic. I don't have any complaints about the build of this lens. Right underneath here, we have the autofocus manual focus toggle. Then we have the lens collar. The collar is very smooth and it turns easily. The only thing is that it doesn't have hard stops at the 45 degrees indents. So you have to actually align it using the dots and then lock it up. Not a problem, most lenses are like this, but I wish it had hard stops. The foot itself is very easy to remove and put back, as you can see. In one little move, I have removed it, and then I can put it back easily and lock it securely using the knob. I removed it when I was shooting photography with it. I left it when I was putting it on a tripod because I want the lens to be on the tripod, not the camera body. Underneath this level, we have 2 FN buttons and the zoom toggle. Then we have the customizable ring, one I never used. I haven't gotten to using Nikkor's customizable rings on their lenses yet. I don't find it comfortable to be used for f-stop because I find myself changing it inadvertently most of the time. Most of the time I leave it to nothing. We have the zoom ring right here, the focus ring right here. Then we have the hood, the matte box shaped hood. Very, very nice, well done, well executed, strong, rugged. It feels strong, and it has the window for controlling the filter. The filter is 95 mm. I have a funny story with this filter. It's a 95 mm. I only have this one and Sony's 600 mm f4 at this size. I felt that I will not buy a circular variable ND. They are very expensive and I'm going to use them only. Okay, this lens, I don't get to keep this lens, it's going back to Nikon. So I felt that it's not a good investment to buy the circular filter, and I needed it anyway because I'm shooting video with it. So I decided, why not go with a matte box? I went with this one. It's rated for 95 mm. It's small rigs, mini, I think they call it something. I'll write the name on the screen, and it comes with ND filters. But guess what? It says 95 mm, but it didn't fit the 95 mm. The lens was a little bit wider than fitting into this space. So I couldn't use the matte box, which was a shame. Of course, I don't regret buying it. I'll use it with other lenses, but I wish I had known. It's rated for 95. Why wouldn't it work with 95? It's small rigs mistake, definitely not Nikon's. I ended up using something far more interesting, which is Nissin's net mag system. It has a special ring that goes around the collar. I can use it with the matte box, with the built-in matte box, but I have to fit the matte box first, then fit the ring, and then from there I can fit the ND filters or the polarized filters magnetically on that ring. It worked perfectly. It was a charm, just what I needed, and I can use it with step-up rings with other filter thread sizes as well, so I'm happy either way. One important thing that I neglected to mention when I was talking about power zoom is that you can use it with high resolution zoom as well, the special feature in Nikon's cameras. So you can combine high resolution zoom with power zoom to get even further when it comes to zoom without losing quality because it's high resolution zoom. I explained that in a different video. I think it was on the Arabic channel. If you're interested in what high resolution zoom from Nikon is, write me something in the comments and I'll be happy to do a video especially about that. Now let's come to the lens performance. Like I said, I've had it for a few weeks. I shot a lot with it in Batumi. I am super satisfied. Now, there is the elephant in the room. It's an f4 lens. Well, first of all, f4 doesn't mean you cannot shoot in low light. It depends on what situation the low light is, how directional it is, and what kind of sensor you have on your camera. I managed to shoot in low light, but it wasn't like pitch dark low light. It was good for videography low light. Number two, f4 doesn't mean you don't have separation or background separation or what we call isolation. No, you do. With this kind of lens, with the long focal length, with how far you put your subject from the background and how close they are to the camera and to the lens, you can have beautiful background separation. So it is not really a debilitating factor, the f4. I'm totally okay with the f4 on this lens. I mean, if I am to shoot a film with Nikon's gear, I'd choose this one, choose the 50 f1.4 and the 35 f1.4, and that will be everything that I will need. Probably 70-100 for long compressed shots as well, but with the three lenses, this one and the 50 1.4 and the 35 1.4, I'll be very, very happy to shoot a whole film on this gear. Now back to the optical performance. I'm very impressed. The sharpness is really great. Now, when it comes to video, you know, sharpness is reliant on many different factors, not only the lens, on the sensor, on the lighting, on everything, on the focus, on everything that you do. Now, I tested it for photography, and I can say that I'm very happy with the results. It is giving me sharpness. It is not S lens level sharpness. It's not comparable to the 50, it's not comparable to the Plana, it's not comparable to the 85 1.2 or the 50 1.2 S. No, it is less sharp than those, naturally, because it is a power zoom lens, but it is sharp as can be for what it is. It is really sharp, it is convenient, it's easy to shoot with. It does what it needs to do. The autofocus works like a charm. It never failed me. Now, being f4 means that when you are in low light situations, you might struggle a little bit with autofocus, but that's true for any f4 lens. And not only true for any f4 lens, it depends on the camera sensor. Like when you're shooting with the Z6iii, even when you are underexposed significantly, still nail the autofocus. Depends on the camera really and the lens in combination. But the optical performance of this lens was really impressive for me. I loved it. I wouldn't buy it for photography. Of course, it's a video lens, but nevertheless, it performed really well in photography. When it comes to flare resistance, Nikon has given this one its very special coating. It's called the mesomorphous lens coating. The same one we see on the Plana, on the 85, on the 600 f4, sorry, not the 85, on the Plana, on the 400 f2.8, the 600 f4, and the 35 1.2, the latest S lens. So it's a very, very special coating, and it does really well in controlling flare. So in summary, what do I feel about this lens? I feel strongly positively about this lens. It's a beautiful lens. It's well built. It is very functional. It does exactly what it is required to do. This is what I love about Nikon and Nikkor lineup. They do exactly, they are not the flashy kind. They are not the marketing upheaval kind of brand. They are a trustworthy brand that does exactly what it promises and delivers exactly what it promises, and this lens is no exception. It gives you the focal length that you need, it gives you the autofocus that you need, it gives you the optical performance that you need, it gives you the ruggedness, the build, the trustworthiness, the confidence that you'll get what you need in one lens. That's very impressive, Nikon. Really, really very impressive. I am very impressed, and I am going to recommend this lens for any video maker out there using Nikon's gear. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to the channel before you leave. And if you want to see us on social media, especially on Instagram, do write this in the comments below, and I'll be very happy to respond to that. Thank you very much again for watching, and see you in the next video.